Well, hello, you lovely creative people. Here's my clean tone. Here's some real spring reverb from the twin reverb. We got this on 4 right now. Let's get it up to 5, just so it's a fair battle between all the reverbs. Now here's the TC Electronic Drip. It actually adds a significant amount of volume. The real spring reverb is not adding that much volume at all. We have a dwell control on the drip, and I also have the Hall of Fame reverb here as well. So let's get a view of this pedal board here. Let me get this down so you can get an idea of what we're doing. I might just bring this all the way down here and flip it upside down. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll show you guys what we're looking at down below. First you're going to see the ceiling, and then you're going to see the pedal board. There you go. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Let me get us closer to the board, and we will continue. And I will be able to read your chats here if you guys want to chime in. This is the whole board. We've also got a Crybaby Deluxe, or a Crybaby Mini over here as well. So you can see quite a crowded board there. But it's pretty useful. I find all of it useful. So let's go through it. This is where I control the reverb on the amp. Here's the drip by TC Electronic. That button is definitely broken. Well, used for 37 bucks at the Guitar Center. Can't really beat it. It's pretty nice for the price. Here is the Hall of Fame. You can tell they're using a different algorithm. I don't know if it's older. I definitely wouldn't say it's better. But I would say it's different. It's so loud when I turn this on. So I think the dwell is the real reverb control. The mix is kind of just... Yeah, the dwell is kind of where the real reverb control is at. Now let's put the real reverb at maximum, and we'll kind of see what we can get there. 10 on the twin reverb right now, 10 on the amp. What about on the drip? Let's get the mix all the way up then. I'm like trying to recreate the same sound, so let's go back here. This is the real reverb from the amp. I'm going to point to it with my toe. that's the reverb at 10. Here's the drip at maximum. Oh my god, okay, first of all, there's a massive delay when I'm playing the notes. I'm going to turn the mix down. I don't think that's giving us the right tone. There's a massive delay between when I play and when the mix comes in. So it looks like there's an automatic pre-delay. I don't know if that's being affected by the dwell. We'll have to experiment. Again, that's the spring reverb at 10. That's maximum reverb there for the tone, or for the twin reverb amp. Let's see if this drip now matches that, pretty much. Oh yeah, that's a lot closer. But it still sounds way more washy and less clear. What if I turn the dwell down a little bit? I mean, the real spring reverb really just... it is a lot better. That's what the point of this live stream was supposed to be, was to see the difference, and I definitely see it. That's the real. Let's try the drip. Capturing the exact essence of it, but it's got something going on. Let's try to get the Hall of Fame spring reverb setting to get somewhat close to that. Yeah, we got a long way to go, don't we? That's closer, for sure. Now, the spring reverb on the Hall of Fame is older. Definitely a lot more spanky, less washy. Wow, that's a completely different character. For being from the exact same company, TC Electronic probably is not going to be using the same exact spring reverb algorithm on the drip spring reverb that they would on the Hall of Fame. Why would they? One, it's an older pedal. Two, it's a different pedal. So I would imagine they would give you something different. And it definitely doesn't sound like a Fender reverb, but it sounds like it's almost trying to be. Twin reverb. TC Electronic drip. Actually, that's quite remarkable how close that sounds. Very interesting, very interesting. Oh, whoops, that's too zoomed in. I'm trying to zoom in here so you get... Oh, wow, look at that. Whoa, I can get a nice zoom here. Then why don't I just put this a little further away so it's not in my way, and then I'll just zoom into the pedal board so you guys can see it that way. Because this is a little bit cumbersome here. Oh, no, because then you can't see the Fender when I'm turning the Fender amp on. That's important for sure, so we'll keep that there. For now... That's interesting. Oh, unplug the pedal. Always use Velcro, kids. This is a brand new pedal. drive here. We add some nice drive from the Tumnus Deluxe. Let's get the reverb back to something reasonable. We're going to put the reverb back on, let's do 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the TC Electronic. I want to get it something more usable. Less kind of washy like that. So here's the twin reverb. Here's the drip. Keeps coming unplugged. Damn you. Is there a tremolo effect? Hold on. I want to see that. Where did your message go? Oh, here it is. The real spring gives off a subtle natural tremolo effect that may or may not be imitated by the digital. I don't think that it is. I think I know what you're talking about. So let's turn the drip off. You're going to hear that probably more if it's at 10. George here is saying that the spring reverb itself is actually having a natural tremolo, kind of a wobble to it. Oh yeah, yeah, I hear it. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that's the rhythm. Oh, I see. It's very subtle. Definitely subtle. But I hear what you're saying. I never noticed that about spring reverb. Let's hear if the drip is doing that. No, I don't think it's doing it at all, in fact. Let's try the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is kind of doing it. I hear a mild wobble on that Hall of Fame. There are modulation features inside the Hall of Fame. For instance, if I go to the mod feature, on the mod function of this pedal, it has the ability to modulate the signal. I don't see why they wouldn't have natural modulation or a slight vibrato in the spring setting if what George is saying about spring reverb is correct. And to my ears, it sounds correct, George, what you're saying. I do actually hear a mild vibrato almost coming from, not vibrato, tremolo. Yeah, kind of like volume shift. It is kind of like a heartbeat, a wobble. Like you can really hear the real spring reverb doing it a lot. Well, not a lot, but just listen, you'll hear it. Yeah, there's like a whoa, 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 whoa. It even actually depends on the volume, the speed of the wobble. There's multiple wobbles in there too. There's like a whoa, 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 and there's a faster one. In all the frequency ranges, you're hearing some kind of tremolo effect. That's interesting. It's almost like a harmonic tremolo, but very mild. So harmonic tremolo, guys, is a tremolo that focuses on specific frequencies and oftentimes wobbles different frequencies at different rates to create some kind of lush, almost like chorus-like effects. And I'm hearing some of that here too, now that George mentioned the tremolo being subtle, but I'm not hearing it on the drip. I am hearing it on the Hall of Fame, so maybe if you're trying to imitate spring by itself, the Hall of Fame might even be a better choice for you than the drip. But again, this is $200. This is, I mean, I got this for $37 at the Guitar Center, so, you know, to each his own. It's really what you want. Oh, look at, I got filters here. Can I make this pedal board look better? Oh yeah, I can make it look brighter. But there's nothing I can do to make it look any better. Oh wait, that one looks better. Great, okay, we'll leave it there. The real spring reverb, Hall of Fame. Yeah, I really like the Hall of Fame spring reverb better. I think it's better. Better than the drip, not than the real spring reverb, of course. Here's the real spring reverb. Now that's on 10. Let's get it back to 6 or something. Fake. Still has more decay, so let's lower that decay and the effect. Let's try to get both of these reverbs together, sounding the same. Maybe lower effect level, but longer decay, I think would be more realistic, because I'm hearing a longer decay on the real spring reverb. Maybe the longest decay possible to really imitate a real spring. Wow, that's actually very close. Wow. I just figured out a secret. Long decay, low effect level on your Hall of Fame spring setting gives you a really close natural spring reverb tone. I could probably tell if you blindfolded me, but I would definitely have some trouble. That's pretty damn close. Yeah, it is a little dry, a little digitally. Let's try to pull the effect down a little bit. Maybe go down a little bit. Oh, pre-delay. Let's change it from long to short. That might change how it's getting affected here. So here's a real. Oh, there's like a wobble, like a fake kind of wobble. I don't like that at all. I don't think that sounds real. That sounds super digital to me. Let's go back to the long pre-delay. Okay, that's closer, but I still feel like there's too fast of a wobble. Why is that happening? What's going on? What did I do wrong? I feel like I had it set to a really good setting, and then I fucked it up. Let's go back. Let's see. Yes, the Hall's modulation feature is probably attributable to that. I agree. Yeah, I think you're right. I think what's happening is inside of this pedal, because you've got probably a much more powerful DSP chip, I would imagine, than the drip. One, this is $50. This is $200. They're going to allow, more function. But at the same time, I don't think it's just more functional. I think the platform itself is more powerful. Given that it's more powerful, even on a simple setting like Spring Reverb, the Hall of Fame itself is probably going to be doing a better version of Spring Reverb than a $50 version, right? Even isolated. They've isolated just the Spring Reverb here, right? But the algorithms are completely different. There doesn't seem to be that wobble that George is talking about. In fact, it's completely missing. Listen to this single note compared on both pedals. Here's the drip. Let's turn up the dwell a little bit. Just a little bit. Like almost like a digital fakery of it. Like it's trying to wobble up and down, but it's like almost like not a high enough quality audio. It sounds like my real guitar is analog, and then there's like a digital spring reverb on top of it. That's what it sounds like. Which is exactly, I mean, that technically speaking, that's exactly what it is, right? So. The drip sounds really bright and fake compared to the Hall of Fame. compare that to the real spring reverb. You know, I don't think I have the spring reverb set up correctly. Let me get it to a 4 instead of a 6. Because I'm like, why does the spring reverb sound worse than the Hall of Fame? That's not how it should be. So let's get that. Let's fix that, okay? Because I think it should be a 1, 2, 3. Lowest tier being the drip, middle tier being the Hall of Fame, and the best being the real spring. The real spring is too surfy for my taste, but it's got its place for certain applications. You know, of course I'm going to disagree. If you watch my channel enough, you know where I stand on reverbs. I think digital reverbs have definitely come to a place where they're acceptable. The one place I don't think that they work is spring applications. Just yet. I feel like we're 5 years away. We're right on the edge. I just feel like we're right on the cusp of getting a good spring reverb tone. And George, am I saying that you don't get great tones? I'm sure you do. Listen to this tone. I mean, this is a great tone. But to me, that just does not come close to this. But, you know, I'm biased. I get what you're saying with the surfy thing, because with other fake spring reverbs, you're actually getting you can completely get a different tone, a different EQ, a different curve of how the reverb is reacting, while still having the character of spring reverb. In other words, you can get the sound of a spring reverb without it giving you the behavior of a spring reverb, if that makes sense. It's not going to kind of squish and do the things that I like about a spring reverb, but you're right, it is kind of surfy. It does kind of lay within its genre sometimes. Whereas that is kind of dynamic. Let's go back to this real spring reverb. Yeah, well, no, the reason I think the drip has a nice sustain is just because it seems like it's a boost in there, dude. Listen to this. I have not boosted the signal. So I think there's a boost and a compressor or something happening in there, which, to be honest, I don't like. I really wish they would have just done a clean spring reverb, or maybe that's just a consequence of the algorithm or the cheap buffer. I really don't know what the fuck is happening to that. I don't know why it's doing that, and I really wish it didn't do it. I feel like that is why I'm putting this pedal on the bottom of the list. But yeah, it does have a nice sustain. But it has a nice sustain to me as a consequence of its cheapness. That'd be kind of like saying like Mexican pickups in Strats have a great punch, and it's like, well, yeah, dude, of course they do, because they're ceramic, so they're cheap, so of course they have a nice punch. But of course, I'm gonna disagree, bro. George, I love you because you're on the channel and you're commenting, but I will disagree because I think the drip itself having a sustain is like not a benefit for me. Oh, you know what I think you're hearing? The dwell was a little up above noon. Maybe that's what you're hearing. Let me put that back up. Are you hearing this? Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Hey, what's wrong with the wall? Come on. Extra wah. This is dedicated to George right here. This is a George solo. Here you go, George. On the drip, on the drip. Okay, since you don't like wah, how about phaser? Now the drip sounds great with the phaser. What about the Hall of Fame? Even better. It's more clear. More treble, less bass. What about the real spring? The best. I'm sorry, George. The drip loses to the real spring and even the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that real spring is so good. What does it sound like if we have all 3 spring reverbs on at once? For the stoners out there who would probably do this. That actually sounds beautiful. I like it. That is very beautiful. I love that. That was surprisingly good for a bunch of crap together. So real spring reverb versus the drip. I feel like the drip just is, compared to real spring reverb, is like a 6 out of 10. Real? Drip. Too much dwell. Too much dwell. Highly useful pedal. I'm not going to say it's not useful. I'm just going to say it's not as good as this. Beautiful! Even the Hall of Fame, I think, is better than the drip. Yeah, that's just beautiful. And what's cool is you can actually combine, this has nothing to do with the video, but I wanted to show you guys this. Combine your spring reverb from your amp with a digital reverb from a pedal, like this one. And make the pedal reverb just ridiculous and ambient and really lush, right? So here's the clean tone. It's all great on the buffet, yeah. This is a pedal buffet today. Hey, that's a name for a video, pedal buffet. Where we just play a bunch of pedals. That's kind of what I wanted this to be, but I made it about spring reverb, so too late. I have to play spring reverb only. So here's real spring reverb. Here's a pedal tone that I love. This is the church reverb setting from the Hall of Fame. That's actually a little much. Let's take it down a notch, because we're going to combine this together. So here's the church setting again. Tame down a little bit. Now here's them together. Turn off the spring reverb. turn it back on. Here, essences of both. You got the digital, you got the spring. I love it. So let's get back to the video. Let's get back to spring. Boring, but it's purpose. It's got a pedal. Yeah, they do have their own unique beauty for sure. That's why I have so many of them. My whole collection is visible right here. Let's go through it, shall we? We got the Spark, the Sovereign Distortion, Big Muff, Love by Scarlet Petals. We got the Tosin Abasi Drive, Envelope Filter by DOD, a Tube Screamer dressed up as Bob the Tube Screamer from the ending of my videos. If you know the ending of my videos, you know who that is. Scarlet Love, #2, actually. I bought these on a pedal board. These 3, actually. I didn't choose those. They just came to me. Same with the Spark. Big Sky, that was my first pedal. That was the pedal that got me into pedals. We've got this Expression thing by New Neighbor. I want to do a video on this one soon. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are interested. One comment is enough to set me off on a video tangent, so that's all you need to do. So let me know what you want to see. Small Stone, Electro Harmonics. That's a 1970s vintage pedal. We've got another vintage pedal right up here, 1982. It's in the thing because it's got to be repaired, and I don't want any more dust on it. We've got the Bell Epoch Deluxe. We've got the Euphoria by Wampler. We've got the Deluxe Memory Man. We've got the, what is that? The Bad Robot. Oh, the Hungry Robot. That's a reverb pedal. I forget what it's called. The Blues Driver BD2. Got the Freeze by Electroharmonics. 10 Bandy Q. We've got the first pedal ever sent to Gear Sounds. And I did a review on this one, and I called the video the Zipper Fuzz. If you want to check that one out. It's called What is a Zipper Fuzz? And I feel bad because the guy who sent it to me just hates me for not making the video fast enough. It took me 3 years to make the video. I was just nervous I wasn't going to make a good video. And to be honest, I was right. It wasn't that great of a video. My best videos, I think, are the synth videos. I don't know why. Trio by the Digitech. That's a band creator. That's got like it does automatically, it makes bass and drums for you. Very cool pedal. It just sounds super cheesy to me. It sounds like a 1980s invention that's like super high tech for the 80s. So it just has never really appealed to me. That's Psyduck. And there's a compression sustainer. I believe that is every pedal I own outside of what you have on the board. Oh, forgot the Digitech Whammy. And the Vox V847. And then, of course, you got the Source Audio Dual Expression pedal. Oh, and then can't forget my DM2 delay. And then the SY1. And then there's also an SY1000 downstairs and a GR55. Can't forget all that junk. So back to the video. Back to reverbs, folks. So if George is wondering why he probably feels like a special show is being made for him, these videos go out and you guys watch them way later. Barely anybody shows up to the live streams, but you guys do watch them a lot later on. So I'm talking to you guys later on. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let's loop some fake spring reverb so you get an idea of what we can do. Double time. I'd love to hear you demo an EHX Cathedral. Cathedral would be great, but those are expensive. No, those are not expensive. Those are cheap. Aren't those like $80? Hey, I would love to demo that. I don't have a relationship with Electroharmonics or any company at the moment, or I would be doing a lot more pedals than just my collection. For now, I've got to just make as many videos on my pedal collection that the YouTube algorithm will allow me to do without punishing me. Okay, let's loop the spring reverb on the Hall of Fame. Just something super, like a little 176. Okay, so let's do that same exact loop on the spring reverb setting. I don't know why I cleared the loop. I didn't need to do that. I'm an idiot. Oh no! That wasn't a good test because I had both reverbs on. Let's do it again. And I can do this fresh now. So here's just the... Let's do the digital. Like, I want to do the digital first because I feel like the best should be saved for last. Here's the digital. Up a little more. Yeah, the decay was not up high enough. Let's match the delays, but let's match the reverbs first, and then we'll loop them exactly. So we got pretty good. Yeah, it's so hard to get that tone, isn't it? It's really hard. It's so subtle. The real one, and then the fake one's so over the top. It's so fake and digitally. I love it though. It's cool. It's definitely different. That's what the purpose of the video is. So let's do the ultimate test. We're gonna run a loop of the real one, and then we'll go to the cheapest one. Here we go. Here's the real one. Whoa, that really started with some tremolo, didn't it? That's gonna be the loop. Yeah, that's it. Quickly loop the digital version. let's try that same loop with the drip. This is probably what I should have done at the beginning of the video. But if you're this faithful, you get rewarded with the best part of the demo. Alright, for a demo video, I was having too much fun there. Getting a little too deep into the settings. But that's the point of gear sounds, right? We're supposed to hear the sounds of the gear. That was really, I think, the drip. I've been talking crap this entire video on the drip, and for the first time in this video, I think I kind of understand the purpose of it. It's got a boost in there, so it's compressing the signal. So because it's boosting and compressing the signal, I actually kind of like it for like a solo boost, like just wet drippy reverb thing. It's really kind of cool. It definitely doesn't compare to real spring reverb, that's for sure. Listen to it. Here's real spring reverb. You know what? I take that back. It kind of does compare, tone-wise. It just doesn't feel the same underneath your fingers. Like, I bet you guys can probably not hear that big of a difference. It feels different to play. It feels digital and fake, and like there's like a noise coming on top of my guitar. Whereas the spring reverb sounds like my guitar is going through it. The drip sounds like it's playing like a spring reverb sound on top of my guitar. I don't know if that makes sense, because it's a feeling that I'm having. It's not like a scientific thing. It's totally a feeling. Then the drip, you got... Yeah, it's doing the spring reverb thing. I gotta be honest. It's doing it. It's totally doing it. It's just gotta be... You've got to tame it down, I guess. I don't know what to do, because I can't reduce the volume. There's no volume knob here. I mean, what? Reverbs don't have volume knobs on them. They don't really need them. But this thing does. That's a fuzz. And not just any fuzz. But a HP Land Devices fuzz. This thing is so hard to tame. It's so freaking hairy. Listen to this. Regular reverb. I mean, literally, I'm getting more distortion from the drip because it's adding more voltage. You can hear the voltage increasing. That's literally less gain. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Listen to that. Gain? Maybe not. Maybe it's just more volume. Yeah, it's more volume, dude. Yeah, it would need to come... If I put this... You know what's so hilarious, guys? If I was to put the drip before my fuzz, I would increase the gain on my fuzz. Let me explain why that is. If you didn't know, you can put a gain stage before another gain stage, and it'll be different character based on where it's placed in the gain stage. By gain stage, I mean different stages of gains in different frequency spectrums. You can have a low-end gain stage, like I have here, going into a mid-range gain stage. And that's going to be great. But they'll sound different if you flip them. And also, you can take a boost pedal into a gain pedal, no matter how low gain or how high gain it is, and it'll do the same thing. Before the pedal, it'll increase the gain. After the pedal, it'll increase the volume without affecting the gain. Pretty cool. And that's what's happening here. It's not actually adding gain. It's adding more volume. But I'm able to hear the complexity of the distortion, the fuzz of the HP2 LAN device's percolating fuzz because of the fact that it's so loud. It's pushing through the signal, so I can... Loop that. George, I refuse to allow you to attribute more bass and more fullness to the digital units. They're faking it. What they're doing is they're just adding more volume. What does more volume do? It adds more voltage. What does more voltage do? It pushes your amp. What does pushing your amp do? It adds more frequency fullness. It just does. It's going to add it in the lower frequency first, then it's going to hit the lower mids, and then it's just going to punch your amp right at where your guitar signal is living, because that's what's happening when you're pushing the amp. So, in conclusion, I would say all of these pedals are great options for you, but you're really going to get a quality difference as you move up the ranks. Now, is the difference between the drip And the Hall of Fame, $150? Absolutely not. I would get the drip. I think it's really cool that you can boost your pedals with it. I really don't like that it's not an option though. I wish you could have unity gain with it, but it's really impossible. Listen. It's like twice as loud, dude. It's so much louder that it's just annoying almost. Ow, it's hurting my ears too. So we can turn off the bright switch. And it's still annoying. Here's the regular reverb. Oh wait, that was the regular reverb, sorry. Here's the drip. The only real comparison would be to me to turn the amp down. Turn the amp down to 4. And then turn it back up to 5 for the next pedal. George is like, awesome. No, George, that's not awesome. Well, you know what? I guess it is. Even if they're faking it, if the sound is working, if it's giving you what you want for your pedal board, for your rig, I mean, I hate to be the hippie of the group, but if it works for you, man. But really, I mean, if it's working in your setup, that's the issue that you've got to solve. You want to know that what's not working in my setup that I just discovered? This phaser really does not play nice with this fuzz. Now, I've placed phasers after fuzzes all the time. I prefer that. But for some reason, this is not working here. It's because it's a germanium fuzz. Listen to this. That sounds horrendous. Now, if I turn off the phaser... Nice and fluffy, violin-like tone from the Land Devices, but not so much with the phaser. It really hates it. But listen how much it likes the tumness. Love the tumness. I'll probably do a video on that pedal. I don't know. It's what the audience wants. So if you want to see videos, you got to watch them. I really wish I could make any videos I wanted. But at least once a month, I got to make what the algorithm wants. This was a video I wanted to make, though. So I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We'll do some bonus playing, just because I'm still got some energy left. And also, the algorithm loves when the video goes over an hour. And we're about to do that in about 45 seconds. So let's go a little bit longer, maybe 10 more minutes. So that is an epic tone, right? Here's my clean tone. The Hall of Fame doesn't have the issue of increasing the volume. It does a little bit, but not anything like the drip. I mean, that's just so ridiculous that we may retire the pedal till the end of the video. Sorry, Drip, I love you, but this is a gift for one of my guitar students. He's about 15 years old. He's going to get a lot out of this pedal because he doesn't have $200 to be spending on the Hall of Fame, and certainly not $400 to be spending on... Actually, it's $500 for the Big Sky, and certainly not $1,600 for any kind of Fender tube amp right now. They've gone up in price. That Biden inflation is killing all of us. So let's get that a nice reverby song, something with some spaces in it, and we'll loop that. Use that pedal busking, so this is a totally acceptable tone for me. I really dig the Hall of Fame, especially, well, I don't use a spring setting, I actually use a church setting, and I actually use it to kind of actually to really boost the like ambient vibe. So if I'm trying to make like a huge wash of sound, I'll put it on the church setting, and then I'll just do this, just a hefty decay and effect level, something like this. Really beautiful to do that, because you're just continuously layering the notes on top of each other, and it just sounds so nice to me. I love that. Okay, so let's do that same exact riff with the real spring reverb. We've got it at the same setting we've had it for most of the video, because it's really as close as we can get the pedals to sound like each other. They're all just they're so different. Oh, look, my foot's like a character, dude. Look at that. I can wobble it around. I can give it some like, this could be like the next Gear Sounds character. Yeah, I'm excited about it. All right, let's get back to work. actually like that one less. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the volume was wrong or something, but for some reason, when I just did the same exact jam on the Hall of Fame that I did on the real Reverb, I just preferred the tightness and the clarity and the way that this Reverb got out of my way. What I did is I set the pre-delay to long, so the reverb doesn't start immediately. Whereas with the spring reverb, your tone is going through that. There's no mix, there's no pre-delay, there's just the amount of dwell, essentially. But these pedals have more control than the spring reverb, and because of that, I'm actually able to get, in my opinion, a better looped tone for my rhythm guitar that I could jam on top of, that actually gave my solo tone a better tone overall with everything than I was with the real reverb. In other words, looping with the real reverb, not as good as with the pedal, because I have more control for how it's going to layer up and sound. I've got a tone knob. I've got, the effect level is essentially the same thing as dwell, but not really, because the decay and effect level, this is like a mix knob. The effects level is like a mix. We've got a mix here, we've got a mix here. There's no mix for my reverb. There's just a dwell. I'm essentially setting how much decay there is, and that adds the mix as well. It's like a decay and mix knob together on the reverb on the amp up there. So it's a lot different. So that's something to consider and think about if you're if you're considering actually purchasing one of these pedals. Because if there was more control in the amp, and you had the ability to get the amp, there would be no reason for these pedals. But because there is more control in these pedals, it actually works pretty well to layer it up. And yeah, what you were saying, George, the phaser doesn't work with a lot of pedals. So pedal order is going to become important. People put their phaser first. I prefer the phaser after because I like it to be crunchy and ugly. I actually like how that sounds. Same with my delay. A lot of times I'll put the delay after the reverb sometimes because I prefer the washy, the sound that it gets like that. So let's do the same exact jam on the drip to finish off the video. Thank you guys for liking the video. I saw somebody just dropped a like on it. Thank you so much for that. That's stupid stuff. I hate talking about that. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I hate being a freaking monkey and dancing around like that, but I really got to ask you guys to do that stuff because it really helps out the channel, and I want to make this channel my job. That's my goal, so I can't do that without your help. So let me get on with the video. We'll finish this off with the drip. The drip is loud. It's very loud. It's also the most fake sounding, but it's also kind of got this cool thing happening too. Now it's done. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed that live stream. I'm really trying to get the hang of these live streams and how to do them, what to do, what style of videos to do. So you guys drop comments, let me know what I did wrong, what I did right, what you want to see in the future. Every Sunday, I'm going to be doing something, whether it's a short. I'm doing 2 shorts a month, 1 live stream a month, and then 1 video per month that's like high quality audio, microphone on an amp, what Gear Sounds is known for. 1 of those per month, because those are really, really hard to do, guys. I mean, it's a lot of work to do those videos. And I still have not made 1 penny from Gear Sounds yet. Unless you count that pedal that I got sent. So far, we haven't made any money. After 4 years. We're still going strong. Actually, 5 years now. 2018, next year's going to be 5 years. NAMM 2018 is when this channel started. It's really been a beautiful journey. It's been nice with you guys joining me, so I really appreciate you guys. George, whoever else you are watching, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next live streams. Catch you next Sunday. And bye for now.